Hello everyone, my name is Zabe, and in this video, I will be giving you an overview of one of the articles that I did for 15 Rock. The article is about green finance. So, in this article, I explain what green finance is, the benefits of green finance, and some of the instruments and mechanisms used as green finance, the challenges for the industry, and what are the future implications of this financial product. So, starting with what is green finance? So, green finance refers to the financing of projects, investments, or initiatives that support the development of environmentally friendly and sustainable product practices. So investment that goes into towards renewable energy, um, energy transition, sustainable infrastructure, sustainable agriculture, and other ways of emission reduction and mitigation projects. So, what are like the goals of green finance? Well, initially, when we talk about finance, the goal we talk about like companies would have is like to have economic growth and financial return, increasing financial returns. But when we talk about green finance, companies have to shift their perspective from just financial returns towards like creating environmental positive environmental impact as well. So they're looking for companies are looking for financial return along with mitigating environmental challenges. So many industries have a lot of negative impact on the environment. They have very high carbon emissions. So companies are looking towards transitioning to a cleaner, more cleaner ways of doing businesses. So the process of investing in these kind of projects is known as green finance. It is a very popular mechanism in the finance industry, and not just finance investors. The international organization, governments, businesses, and even consumers, customers, also really, really important about. Consider this really important. They're really concerned about environmental challenges. So it's a very emerging topic and emerging field in the finance sector. What are some of the benefits of green finance? Um, it has several benefits in the finance sector as well as for the environment. So we are going towards a cleaner, more greener economic growth that is not having really negative impact over the environment. The jobs created in the industry would be greener, so people won't have to be concerned about the impact of their work. So they will be more impact driven work. They will be having a really, really good impact on the environment. So these kind of jobs will be promoted from green finance. And in another one of my article, I talk in a lot of detail about the climate risk for businesses. So investing in green finance reduces climate risk for businesses. Like there are a lot of we've seen a lot of climate based disasters, and that has a lot of impact on businesses. So like green finance helps us mitigate those risks that are direct risks, sometimes indirectly, and businesses are not able to like gauge them, but they do impact them. Climate does impact those businesses as well, and like green finance is able to mitigate those risks. Another one of the most important factor would be like it improves corporate reputation and investor confidence. As I said earlier, that if consumers, investors, and organizations are really, really concerned about environmental impact of businesses. So, investing in green finance projects increases the reputation, improves the reputation of companies, and builds more investor confidence. And some of the examples of green finance, there are many green financial products in the market currently, and some of the famous ones are like the most commonly used ones are green bonds, secondly green loans, carbon credits, green insurance, sustainable investment, And so this industry is like many of these industries are very new, very recent, but many of them have been around for a few years now. And like green bonds, like there's some data that they significant the amount of increase in the green bonds market was as significant as like 100 times from 20 from 2012 till 2021. So it jumped from 5.4 billion to 540 billion. So that's the amount of rise that happened in the green bonds market. It's similar to a lot of the other markets, but till 2021, the market was growing at a really, really good speed. But like as 2022 has been very challenging for global economy, the investment in the sector has also like slowed down a lot. And what are some of the challenges for in the industry? Um, Although a lot of the organizations are really concerned about it, businesses are taking this aspect very seriously. We don't have a lot of standardization and regulation in the space. We have individual companies who have created frameworks, but they vary across region, across countries, which makes it difficult for to have like a single guiding principle. That is one of the challenges. Secondly, availability of information data. That is from the perspective of businesses. Businesses are not like they don't have a record of their emissions. So how much impact the emissions have on the environment. So emissions are also divided into like 3 to 4 categories: scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, scope 4, which I've described in detail in another of my article. And they describe different direct emissions and like severity of emissions and the sources of emissions. And businesses currently don't have ways of measuring that, which is another challenge for in the industry at the moment. uh, Green finance projects are considered costly and compared to traditional finance, which as the industry matures, I think this would be like as more and more projects are available in the market, this would be this the cost would be like compared to traditional finance would go down. Um, and lastly, I think there is limited awareness among investors and companies, although the intention is there, but we don't have trained professionals working in the space. And very few of them are doing that. And a lot of the investors and companies currently don't have the level of understanding about this as they should have. And what are the future? How do we see this market in the future? There's a lot of opportunity. Like all the challenges we talk about, they are in the end they are the opportunities. There's a lot of opportunity in creating this standardization and regulation. Um, a lot of AI based companies are coming up, like that provide this information. They provide aggregated information about emissions of companies and what kind of projects they should be doing, and the projects that they're doing, what kind of impact it's having on the emissions, and if they are even good enough or not. So this kind of data is coming up, and like with new technology, this kind of information will be available in the future. Uh, there are like the market is just developing, so there's a really like we are expecting a lot of like a huge part of the market in every industry would be adopting sustainable practices, which shows us that this is just at a nascent stage. So the whole world we talk about, like the large companies still have to adopt these practices, so it makes this area really really um, it gives it a lot of room to grow. So this is a little bit about what I've explained in the article. The article is more detailed about the benefits. It talks a lot about the role of government and financial institution and how they can help regulate the space and make this more easier for companies to understand. We talk a lot about, then we have some examples of success stories of green finance projects. And I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you so much.